everyone. Sidney St. James. Today in Season 5 and Episode 11, we're going to talk about something that writing a book and getting it published is not easy. And we've gone over 10 episodes of things that might make things easier for you along the way. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of determination. Now, we're at Episode 11, and then when we get to Episode 11, what we're going to talk about is, okay, now I've got my book written. How do I market myself? Well, there's a fella in Houston, Texas, and it comes to mind, his name was Mattress Mac. I don't know how many listening to my broadcast today heard Mattress Mac, but the first time he went on the air, I forget what channel it was, 26 or something in Houston, he said, "I'll save you money." Very famous quote, he used it and it kind of branded him. Well, that was way back when. Well, the same thing. Now, over the last 10 or 12 years that I've been writing novels, reviews and marketing are two very important things, yet they've taken a whole different step. And by that, what I mean is, I go tearing through there to get ideas for my show and look at YouTube, just like all of you do. How you do this, how you do that, how do you market your book? And while you're looking, nowadays, compared to 10 years ago, let me show you. This is what you see. Hey everybody, take a look at this. Make $100,000 on your first book. I can do it, and I did it, and you can too. Just tune into my broadcast and make all this money. There are so many YouTube broadcasts that say the same thing in different kind of ways. And there's so many other things. As a matter of fact, when you start to market, every Tom, Dick, and Harry comes out of the woodwork to show you how to market your book and tell you how you can make all of this money. And they do it in such a convincing fashion. Well, let me tell you, that's not all. Well, most of it's not all true. And I'm here to try to give you the honest to goodness truth. Not to tell you what to use and how to use it, but more to give you many different things that you can do. And hopefully, if you work at all of them and stay on top of things, you'll get noticed and your book will get sold. But I can't promise you'll sell 10 books or 100 books or 100,000 books. But I can be honest on what I'm talking about. So today, we're going to kick off with 11 different steps of marketing for your book. So I hope you tune in. If you write only because you love to, you won't need to bother with marketing. However, if you're publishing by yourself and wish to be read by as many among your target audience as possible, well, then you will have to learn an additional skill, and that is, how do you market your books? It would help to be clear about your goals at the outset, because effective book marketing takes some early planning and effort on your part. For authors, marketing involves drawing and engaging your target audience by sharing more about yourself and your book. It really is as simple as that. Just communicate. But it requires work. In this broadcast today, we will share 11 book promotion ideas to improve your book's visibility among your target audience and help you sell more books. Now, some of the suggestions, like entering metadata, the properties in a file, are inherent to a book's publishing process and would require actually little additional effort. Some other ways to market suggested here today may appear unnecessary. But remember your goals and exercise the same discipline with your book marketing plan as you would in your writing. Now, step 1, have your own blog or your own website or your own YouTube channel. You can help potential readers find you even before you finish writing your book. And update your site with articles that would surface in your target's audiences. Organic search results. And for example, if your book is about, let's say, managing emotional well-being, cover the latest scientific developments in the field and intersperse them with insights from your own book. If your book is a work of fiction, like many of mine are, you could review the most popular books or memorable characters like Harry Potter in that particular genre. It always helps. And as you come close, I mean like really close to your launch date, you can create buzz around your book through contests and book giveaways and post high quality content that encourages your target audience to subscribe for updates. If your site has about a 6-month lead over your book's launch date, it will give you time to build a substantial mailing list and improve your site's ranking. Now, let's go to step 2, or recommendation 2. Increase your online presence to spread the word about your book. Now, how do you do this? There are several ways in which you can increase your online presence. Number 1, for example, you can post your articles on popular websites that receive a lot of traffic, contribute on forums that discuss topics related to your book, or request websites or blogs that are popular among your target audience to feature you in an interview or guest post. Remember to include a link to your website and the books you have written or are presently writing in your byline. Or you can set up an author page on Facebook and an account on Twitter and observe what kind of posts and promotions get the most likes and shares and retweets, and apply the insights to increase your social engage with them. Next thing you can try is learn from the most popular books in your genre. What helps them sell? Examining their titles, cover designs, and typography will show you what works in your genre. Shortlist the ones that you like the best or do not like at all, and think through your reasons for each inference. There are more benefits to studying the best books. As you read their reviews, you will come across words and phrases that connect with and characterize your target audience. By including these in descriptions for your book's metadata, you can help your book be discovered by your target audience through their search queries. As you go about this process, keep your eyes open for balanced, insightful reviews. Just a minute. Okay, this is a break here. You can add the reviewers to your short list and approach them for review when your book is ready to go. The 5th step, get reviews for your book. I can't tell you how important this is. One of the quickest ways to get reviews for your new book is to approach reviewers of any of your previous books, if you've written previous books, with a free copy and a polite request. If you are a first-time author, you could look up Amazon's top reviewers and shortlist the ones who have reviewed books from your genre. While Amazon does not support reviews for pre-order books, if you have released a paperback version of your book and linked it to your unreleased ebook, any reviews posted for the paperback will copy over to your ebook. This way, your book will be ready with social proof right from the day it's launched. And you can also promote your pre-release book among Goodreads network for over 65 million readers through a featured giveaway. In addition, Goodreads allows reviews to be posted on pre-release. And even though Amazon owns Goodreads, remember that, reviews posted on one site cannot be migrated to the other. So as a rule of thumb, contact 4 times as many reviewers as the number of reviews you're aiming for. Follow up at least once, preferably a week or 2 after your first email. You should also approach influential book bloggers, popular authors in your genre, and newspapers for editorial reviews. Write an enticing book blurb. This is important too. A book blurb is a short promotional piece of about 100 to maybe 150 words. It appears on the back cover of print books and also on online sales pages. To write an effective blurb, begin with a clever opening line that piques the reader's curiosity and has them reading for more. Follow that up with a hint about your character's plot and characters or the core concept using compelling words such as, amazing or incredible, mysterious, powerful, life-altering, all of these depending on your book's genre. Now, the closing should grip your reader. For fiction, you could present a crossroads or a turning point in the story. And for nonfiction, you could mention who should read the book and why. If your book has received any editorial reviews, add them to the blurb. Now, let's talk about number 7. Invest in a professional cover or design service. A while back, I would say yes on this because you can invest in someone because you've heard the old saying, you can't judge a book by its cover. Oh, but you can. Would anyone spare a second glance for a book whose cover is too busy, has, let's say, jarring colors and typeface, or books unpolished and unprofessional? A well-designed book cover is crucial, crucial, to a book's sellability. Because when people are looking for new books, they just keep going on by looking at books, and all of a sudden, if a book cover catches their eye, they're going to stop. And now you got them caught, and it's how good it says on the sample section that they're reading, whether or not they want to continue reading it. So that book cover is very important. But this is achieved, a professional book cover design service is necessary. But, as I said, in the old days, yes. But now, what we have shown you in our earlier episodes, you can see how you can do this and produce just as professional looking book cover, just like the designers charging you near $500 to do the same thing. So we could all save $500, especially when we're publishing our first book. We don't want to spend the money, and we don't have to spend the money. And I believe I showed an episode on BookBrush. Now, that's just the one that I use. There are probably others out there. Canva's also good, but BookBrush really is my go-to place now. After doing 50 novels, I found they have the greatest templates, and you can hardly lift a finger other than changing the title to your own title. They're really a good company. Now, step 8. Let's maximize Well, I'm going to have a really big break here. Okay, I can't do anything until this comes up. Dang. Okay, let's continue now with number 8. Let's maximize our distribution channels. Amazon is obviously the biggest retailer of digital and print books and owns self-publishing servicing called Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, for ebooks and for print books. And if you include Amazon's KDP, Apple's iBooks, Barnes & Noble's Nook, and Kobo in your distribution plan, you would have covered the channels that account for about 97% of your ebook sales. Smaller retailers account for a negligible proportion of sales, but they help increase visibility, there's no doubt. However, those 3% negligible sales can mount up handsomely sometimes. As I discussed in some of my earlier episodes, my suggestion is you don't want to deal with individual companies. You can publish with an ebook aggregator such as Smashwords and Draft to Digital, since they are one company now. Smaller retailers account for a negligible proportion of sales, but they help increase visibility, there's no doubt. However, those 3% negligible sales can mount up handsomely sometimes. As I discussed in some of my earlier episodes, my suggestion is you don't want to deal with individual companies. You can publish with an ebook aggregator such as Smashwords and Draft to Digital, since they are one company now. Ebook aggregators distribute to multiple retailers and they format your books. That's right. They format them automatically. You don't have to worry about it to the requirements of each. They also will give you access to channels that authors can't approach directly, such as Scribd. They're a digital library with a subscription service used by 80 million people worldwide. I use them. And I also mentioned that last month I lost count on how many people checked out my audiobooks at the library for 46 cents a copy. 46 cents a copy mounts up very quickly. It's a great distribution channel. And 9, let's make the most of Amazon's book promotional tools and programs. I talked to you a lot about Amazon and how important they are. Well, they're the biggest, there's no doubt. I don't necessarily always agree with going exclusively with Amazon, but that's my personal choice. Because Amazon has a formidable range of promotional tools and programs that you should put to good use anyhow. However, since it's my recommendation to use an aggregate company like Draft to Digital for your wide distribution, you may not want to use this service. However, if you do wish to use KDP Select, that to enroll into this program, you must give Amazon exclusive distribution rights to your ebook for a 90-day period. Discounting is known to be very effective in improving visibility and sales. And for any 5 days during this period, you can offer your book for free or set up a countdown deal. Moreover, Any book sales generated under this program will fetch your Amazon's highest royalty rate of 70%. Now, KDP Select would also enter your book into what they call the Kindle Unlimited. It is a subscription service that helps subscribers discover and read books, and it pays the authors depending on the number of pages that they read. If KDP Select works well for you, you can re-enroll into this program as many times as you want. Now, another one is Amazon Author Central. By setting up an Author Central account, you can have your own page in Amazon. That's right, with your biography, your photos, your videos, events that are coming up, any details on the special books that are about to be launched and published. This page also attaches to the sales pages of all the books that you're selling on Amazon. You can personalize the contents of your page and even share its URL on your social media sites and in your email signature to drive more traffic to it. It should be noted that you don't need an exclusive arrangement with Amazon for this. And uploading your book to an aggregate like Draft2Digital, you can still build you a page at Amazon Author Central. Expanded Distribution Program. This program offers authors the opportunity to make their print books available at all the different on-time retailers and to all the physical bookstores and the libraries and the academic institutions here in the United States. If you enroll into this program, your book will be listed in the catalogs of distributors and can be ordered by sellers and libraries connected to the distributors' ordering systems. Next to last, use book discounting sites like BookBub and BookGorilla. BookBub and BookGorilla are book recommendation services whose subscribers receive a daily email recommending titles from book genres or authors they have professed interest in. In order to be recommended, you will have to offer your book for free or at a minimum discount of 50% for a limited period. I have found when I earlier used this service, it is better to offer for free for a few days to get the books or your book into the hands of more people who in turn will leave more reviews and in turn will push your visibility much higher. Now find some services that offer free books and free book promotion. Most of the good ones charge a fee, which depends on your price and genre of your book. But BookBub's hottest category of crime fiction, the listing fee is about $400 for books being offered for free, and about $2,000 for books being sold in the price range of $2 to $3. But BookBub's growing popularity among authors, as understood from online reviews and message boards, tells us that book promotions do indeed drive sales above the pre-promotion levels, even after the promotion is over. The benefits apply not only to book being promoted, but also to other books written by the author. Authors like yourself and myself have also observed that promotions are followed by a spike in book reviews, which again is probably one of the greatest things, or most important things I should say, about marketing your book. I think if I was to put number one thing on anything, I would say get those reviews. The other thing I like to point out here is that when you set up, if you set up with Amazon, and then you decide to go with an aggregate like Draft2Digital, when you get off of Amazon, you have to delist your book or your books. Then you go back over to Draft2Digital, redistribute your books to everyone, including Amazon. But when you do that, guess what? You lose all your reviews. So be very careful at the very beginning that if you do go with Amazon, now I have been told that you can come into Amazon, but getting a hold of someone in their technical support is impossible to answer this question. But you can tell them that you're going with an aggregator and that would you please not remove the reviews. Now, someone once told me they would do that. I didn't find any luck in that myself. So that's why I'm bringing it to your attention. Now, last thing I want to talk about is joining a company known as Goodreads. Goodreads Network has over 65 million members. Now, Goodreads is important, but for those of you who do not know, Amazon owns Goodreads. Now, if you, and this is how sophisticated for you people who keep up with algorithms on YouTube or algorithms on Facebook, well, this is a very important algorithm that you need to know about. Did your wife or brother or sister read one of your books? And I'm sure if you're just now writing, you'll say, yes, they did. My husband wrote it, or I read it, or my wife read it. Well, guess what? If they go out to Amazon or to Goodreads and they post a review, Amazon will not allow a person to post a review if they're somehow or other related to the person. So what that tells me is, now when you go sign up for Goodreads, Amazon owns Goodreads, and then somebody decides to leave a review on Goodreads, well, first of all, they can't, because Amazon's owned and the algorithm won't let them write that review. Or let's assume it's not someone that's a brother or sister, but a good friend you talk to on Facebook all the time. Goodreads now has all of your Facebook information. They know that you're a good friend on Facebook with this person, and this person tries to leave a review, and they can't leave a review. Now, this doesn't mean Goodreads isn't important. Goodreads is very important, especially with 65 million members, but when you set up your Goodreads account, be sure to set it up under a pen name of some sort that's not even related to your Amazon account, not related to your book writing, just a different name. And then people can come and they can leave reviews on your books and they don't get counted against you. One other thing is you can organize with Goodreads a host of discussions regarding your books. You can have book talks like ask surveys, ask questions, and books to the appropriate list. You can do that too. A place called Listopia. Now, they can be seen and voted for at this place much more by your target audience. Now, all in all, what I've talked about today is the first steps of marketing. Now, my rest of my episodes are going to tell you all the mistakes that I made, and by correcting for those mistakes, where I have found my best dollar spent when I do spend a dollar, and where I think free will work. And I'll discuss all those because there is so much to talk about in marketing. Just the book covers, for example, how you choose a certain genre book cover, what's too cluttery, what's not cluttery, what kind of fonts work, what kind of fonts don't work. All of this is important in marketing. How to get more reviews. That's one of my episodes coming up. That is, like I said before, probably the most important thing about book writing. How many have been to Amazon and you type in the search engine romance or adventure and you get all these books? Well, first of all, the first book that comes up says 5,000 reviews and then 4,000, and then it starts to taper off after about 24 books. They'll never get to your book because you don't have any reviews. But the more reviews that you can get, you won't necessarily be like a Stephen King or a J.D. Robb because you won't sell that many books. That's the honest to goodness truth. Now, somebody might go viral on TikTok, and that's been done before, but that's like making it into the NFL. And I used to play football. Very few of us make it from high school to college and then to the NFL. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this episode today, and I hope it gives you some guideline to some of the places that you can go to. So in the meanwhile, I appreciate you dropping in today, and a whole lot more is coming up on marketing from Sidney St. James. So as always, see you later, alligator.